Hurdle for those who may not speak fluent English. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services say people are now responsible for providing their own interpreter.
And Fox 5's Carla Salinas joins us with how this could impact immigrants who need to handle important legal matters.
Well, attorneys tell me this isn't necessarily a new rule. It's a return to pre-pandemic procedures that are now being strictly enforced. So while the change wasn't sudden, attorneys say some applicants are still being caught off guard. On July 22nd, a U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services post stated people with an upcoming appointment who need interpretation services are now responsible for bringing their own interpreter. But attorneys say this isn't a new policy.
But I think it's important to note that the tweet's a little late. The update is a little late. And it's not a new change. It's actually an announcement of reverting back to how it was pre-COVID-19 pandemic.
But in Las Vegas, attorneys say enforcement has tightened recently, and clients who don't speak English fluently are being sent home and forced to reschedule if they show up without a qualified interpreter.
This is your one chance, especially with asylum. This is your one opportunity to explain your story and be able to express yourself.
I have noticed that sometimes the officials in the immigration are a bit more strict recently.
Vianney, a local Spanish interpreter, says accuracy is critical. A wrong translation or showing up without an interpreter can make or break an immigration case.
It's definitely worth it because your voice will be heard with a Spanish interpreter.
USCIS requires interpreters to be 18 years or older, fluent in both languages, and not the applicant's attorney, witness, or someone with a conflict of interest.
Hispanic community has the misconception that they can bring a family member, or they want to use a neighbor or somebody available that they speak English and Spanish, but sometimes that interferes because the family member or neighbor brings in their emotions.
If you can't secure an interpreter, USCIS warns it could be treated as if you didn't appear. Experts say rescheduling is possible, but risky.
Start researching in advance, reach out and call, find quotes, ask for referrals.
Fox 5 reached out to USCIS for comments. So far, we have not heard back. For more information on Las Vegas interpreter services, head to our website, fox5vegas.com.
And it's important to note, President Trump issued an executive order back in March. He declared English as the official language of the U.S. This rescinded a mandate set in place by former President Bill Clinton that required the government and organizations receiving federal funding to provide language assistance to non-English speakers.